Hey, my wonderful, divine, feminine Aquarius placements. Welcome. Christina here with Ginger Mama Tarot, coming at you with your October extended Tarotscope. I almost said August. I cannot believe we're in October. We're going to dive right into it. As I was channeling for you, it was the sweetest thing. I felt like I was almost tapped into like one of the dreams my daughter describes or something. It was this rainbow energy with like a unicorn, and it was just like the unicorn had a rainbow tail and was white, and it was just this feeling of like unlocking your chakras, just magic, just freedom within self, right? Like this freedom of like, I'm taking the mask off. I'm just going to be me. I'm ready to go. And oh, I love that for you. This is so beautiful. I love this for you. So maybe retrograde was a little dicey, right? We learned some lessons, but I feel like whoever you are, you did the right moves, the right things in retrograde. If you were tested with past connections, relationships, you did the right thing in holding steady and handling those, in a healthy way, right? You channeled the energy appropriately. So kudos to you. On the second, at the beginning of the month, we know Mercury, if you don't know, it stations direct in Virgo, which is going to help us a lot feel more grounded in our communication style. Midway through the month, Mercury moves into Libra. So there's just a lot of feeling of like, I know who I am, I know what I want, and that duality of how can I protect my own unique, energy and unlock these gifts while simultaneously serving and dancing within the collective space, right? The 3rd through the 8th, we have Pluto direct Capricorn. I feel like it is this feeling within you where like you're so excited about these breakthroughs you're experiencing that you might be trying to like bring others with you, right? You're like, no, but this is so cool. And like, come on, like, yeah, let's all be unicorns together. And unfortunately, on our journey, we have to learn that not everybody's going to come with us. Not everybody's going to want to communicate or be a part of that. Not everybody's going to want to channel that awesome creative energy flow that you're feeling. And so I know that's really difficult, but you need to make it's kind of like the hard cuts right now. It's like you're picking your team, right? And you got your spirit team, you got this and that, but it's like you got to make the cuts, okay? So if there are still energies in your life, I know Aquarian energy loves that friendship energy, lots of energy of learning others and having kind of lots of different connections, and that's beautiful. We want to embrace that uniqueness of others, but we also need to get very clear who is showing up for me in an equal give and take, right? Who would be there for me if I really shit hit the fan? Who would be there for me? And if they're not there for you, or they wouldn't, drop everything to help you kind of energy, but you would do that for them, then they need to go. Why? Because you're looking to the future. Look at this. You're putting people in the past that belong in the past, and you're not looking back. You're like, you know what? That was a moment in time. I'm looking to the future. And, this energy of Pluto direct Capricorn also brings up, our deepest buried selves. So if you're like, well, I'm not feeling that unicorn energy yet, you might be feeling it as we flow through the month as you're releasing connections that do not serve you. Now, Ace of Pentacles here, hand of God confirming the way I read tarot in my deck. That's the yellow brick road to New Earth. And I feel like that Wizard of Oz kind of energy for you, where you're like, I'll follow the yellow brick road. Why not? And money might be significant as well this month. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles reversed. There might be a bit of a stall out with finances where you're like, I have all these ideas, I'm bursting with creative flow, but how would I ground those into my 3D reality to make an income or a living? And trust me, it's hard to do, it's hard to understand where to flow, but if you can really take time to tap in with source, I feel like especially the first couple weeks here of October, pulling back, going internally, meditation, maybe time spent outside, looking up to the trees, the sun, the clouds, especially those of you, if you've not done cloud work, you are an air sign, taking your focus and putting it on a cloud and seeing if you can etch it into a certain shape or make it disappear. Also just observing the clouds. Maybe there are images that are going to come in that way. I had a beautiful image over Easter in a tree, as I reflected with a tree of like Christ, and it was just so beautiful. It was all of the women as he was carrying the cross, like wiping his face and on their knees trying to help him. And it was just beautiful to have that come in. So I feel like a lot of that magical energy where you're like, I know it's coming, there's some big buildup, big awakening occurring, and there is. That's also occurring because we're approaching the full moon in Aries, which takes place on the 9th. And we are in Libra season, which is an air sign energy. Opposite the zodiac wheel is Aries, which is the beginning of the zodiac wheel. So we're kind of like halfway through the year, if you want to look at it like that. And where we are right now is anything you were thinking about, planning, manifesting, involved in April, think back to April. Right now, it's kind of like those loose ends being tied up. So, you know, or you're cultivating now your harvest for what will happen in April, okay? So get very clear with the universe right now. What is it you want? I feel like many of you, it's that tapping into these really deep spiritual gifts. It's honing them, right? If you already have been accessing that third eye, that crown, it's really honing it and understanding, how does this serve me? Aries energy is I am. What do I want? How is me embodying myself freely, like a free unicorn, right? Like you're just embracing who you are. How does that also help serve the collective, right? And help others see that they can just be who they are and be accepted and loved and valued, okay? It's just a beautiful energy for you. I really like this. Yeah, and be aware though, because I was going to say, I don't feel like anger or anything coming in. What's coming in? Envy is coming in. There are going to be people around you, feminine energies possibly, but also masculine energies that might just be feeling envious towards you and or doubting your financial endeavors. Ace of Wands reverse. They're like, no, they don't want you to have a new beginning. That's par for the course on the journey, so to speak. People that don't get it aren't going to get it. And you're just going to have to understand, okay, I'm not going to sit here and waste my energy trying to explain it to them. I'm just going to own me. And I'm going to trust that I got here on my journey, so they'll get there on theirs, right? And if they don't, they don't. But you deserve that freedom, right? Within you, and that Aquarian energy of freedom, right? It's about self-expression and freedom within each of us. The 14th through the 22nd, be on the lookout. If you're someone that's in a connection, you know you need to clarify in some way, that would be a great time to have those conversations. We have Venus in Libra, trine Saturn in Aquarius, and we also have Mercury in Libra. So a lot of air sign energy there, but a lot of balance within our conversations. If someone's reaching out to you to communicate, it'll be a time where you feel very like, okay, like the conversation's balanced. One person's not talking more than the other. Both people are providing clarity but holding boundaries. It just feels like a really good energy to have any conversations that might be difficult, whether this is friends, family, lovers. So accept those in if you're getting a reach out. Again, it doesn't even have to be a lover. It could be a friend or a family member. Hear them out, but also stand in your truth. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't let anyone be in that attitude of like, you're too much. You're just too intense. You're too whatever. It's like, this is me. This is the new me. Do you want to still be friends with me and the new me, right? And if not, okay, goodbye, you know? And releasing that and understanding and holding space for everybody on their journey. I know that's been a big thing for me to learn on mine, is understanding not everybody's going to get it at the same time as me. Divine timing is at play, always, based on your age, your children, the lessons your soul had to learn, your astrology, all of it. But at the same time, I feel like you're understanding that although divine timing is at play, as long as you're taking actions, you can speed up that time clock, right? I love that for you. Look, the Chariot, speed it up. Because I feel like you're in that energy of like, no, now I'm getting it, I want more. And you can speed this up. I mean, the work I have done in 1 year is incredible to me. The work I've done in freaking 6 months or 6 weeks is incredible to me. I was going back through all my videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I've done this many videos for YouTube and this and that. I wasn't watching them, I was deleting them. I was like, I need computer space. Maybe some of you also need to kind of clear out your technology. That seems significant. That's a big one, by the way, especially if you've passed pictures, things like that. Look at this, from past relationships that were conflict. Oftentimes we don't even realize that we still hold those on our devices. I am telling you, wipe it clean. It's a very difficult thing to do, but I know even like with my, I deleted my Facebook as I went through my divorce. I still have pictures from my marriage on my Instagram way down. I leave those for my children one day, you know, to see. But, and I have some printed pictures I put in photo albums for them. But other than that, my devices, I completely wiped clean of all videos, pictures, anything from a past connection. And that was because they hold energy. And there might also be things in your physical space that you're wanting to clear out, okay? So what else do we need to know this month? The 23rd, we have Scorpio season beginning. I love that. Yeah, right now I feel like divine feminines. Many of you, it's like, especially those of you that have not fully released, but you're understanding more about yourself, okay? If there is a masculine energy in your life, whether you are still speaking with them or they're coming back in or you just feel energetically tied to them in some way, you're going to continue to struggle if you do not speak the truth and take a risk, okay? You're being called to take an action forward and say the truth, even though you're like, but I know they're already with other people or they're imbalanced in sexual energy or they're angry or whatever. It's like, take the risk to say the truth. Hey, I have a connection with you. I'd like to discuss the connection. And if they don't want to engage in that, then you're out. You hold the line. You hold your boundary. You know your worth. Feminine energy will never feel safe and secure in a connection to really let that like wild unicorn side of them flow freely if they don't have that safety and security where they know they can do that without being judged and criticized, right? And so be mindful of that. Also, this King of Wands reversed, some of you might be feeling ego deaths, so to speak, from past lovers, past connections. It's pretty intense when you feel that. You really need to work on physically channeling the energy, or you yourself might still be, it's always an evolutionary, like nonstop process of untangling our matrix programming, so to speak. So anything you're feeling, especially if it's anger, find healthy ways to channel this. You know, I put water in my leftover water bottles and I'll just shake it. Stuff like that. I'm like, I'm not entertaining any energy. If it's not appearing before me in my 3D reality, looking me in the eyes where I can feel into the energy, therefore I do not want it. I will tap in energetically only if source is guiding me to, but for the most part, no. And some of you might also, if you're trying to push it energetically, you might be feeling kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a wave of like, boom. And you're like, what was that? That's source telling you, stop. Get out of your head. You're not allowed to, don't entertain this connection. It's magic, I know. They might be telling you, channel more anger. Queen of Wands reversed and the King of Wands reversed. Channel sexual energy, right? Anything that comes in, and this is on your own, not with others, okay? On your own at home. Anything that comes in, do not be ashamed. You're like, that is not anything I've ever done. I didn't even think that was in my wheelhouse. Okay, channel it. Especially as we enter Scorpio season. Scorpio rules the genitalia. If you have Scorpio placements, it's a big freaking deal. Clear that channel out, okay? And start to ask yourself, what would a balanced dynamic look like where I'm equally giving and taking? I'm submitting, but I'm also controlling the dynamic. What everybody seeks and desires is to both be chased and to pursue. Many people will say, no, I only want to be chased, or I only want to pursue. That's imbalanced shit. We're not here for that. People want both within connection, okay? But you've got to understand that connection within your own energetic body first before you can ever experience it in real life, okay? So focus on that. Look at that, 10 of Cups. Again, that rainbow energy, unicorn, rainbows, cannot make this up. Love this for you. This is what comes in your future, right? If you can get to that place of really channeling in this way. The 25th, we have the new moon and the solar eclipse, and those are occurring again in Scorpio, right? Rebirth energy. And this is really asking you, who do you want to be? And what is stopping you? What is stopping you? Because 99% of the time, what is stopping you is only you. Is you being afraid to speak the truth to a partner, you being afraid to set a boundary, you being afraid to be emotionally vulnerable or available, and all of this. And so ask yourself what's stopping you. Try to take the opposite action and just trust, okay, if it doesn't work, it's not meant for me right now. I'm going to float forward with my gifts and I'll be feeling, better as I manifest my new self. And be mindful what you manifest, you guys. It's always that, be careful what you wish for. It's wonderful, but it's definitely, it'll happen. And so, yeah, celebrate yourself. Also, divine feminines, that unicorn energy, I want to point out, tap in with your dreams, okay? Especially, drink water before bed, possibly a calcium, magnesium supplement. I had so many insanely wonderful dreams of celebration, of literally like the higher realms, ascendant masters. Some I was in a wedding dress by myself. Others it was like a carnival. It was so amazing. It was like I feel like I'm on drugs in this dream, but it wasn't scary. It wasn't anything like that. I feel like you're really overcoming that. You might have had dreams that were frightening last month or the month before, but now you're going to hit this point where suddenly your dreams are like so beautiful and you're like, wait a second, I did overcome that. Yeah, you did. Pat yourself on the back. Okay, this is beautiful. Are we good, source? Yeah, we are. Also, be mindful about your internet intake right now. Okay, ask yourself, do I really need to continue to consume so much? Or am I being called to create in some way, whether that's artwork, music, something online, just a different path. And if you're stalking those counterparts, you better not be, or that energy is really going to mess with you. Okay. I love all of you. Feel free to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. You can also reach me at gingermama.com with the 3 A's. I'm happy to do a personal reading for you if you feel called. I'll see you next month.